Brigantia Blackbird. Happy Friday and welcome to Wicca 303. This week we are talking about Hearthkeeping. A witch or a wizard's home is their temple, and it is the nerve center for their entire practice. Where they live can be a source of tremendous strength and power, or it can be a weakness that can be exploited by unfriendly spirits and humans alike. Either way, the home and looking after it properly is a significant aspect of a practitioner's life. That means this is yet another video class in which you're being invited to turn the mirror back onto yourself and make an assessment of your living conditions and your way of doing things. Is your current setup practical for the day in, day out realities of living? Are you situated in such a way that you are able to be in a routine for monthly moon rituals and for seasonal sabbats, as well as other aspects of your work? And then what's the state of relationships within your family? Are you in good order with your spouse? Are you raising your children properly? Are you looking after the pets? In short, are you able to do what you ought to be doing as well as what you want to be doing? Or are you in a state of total chaos? Now, I've lost track of the number of people over the years who've declared that they have chaotic lives, as though it was some sort of inevitable state of nature that they were powerless to do anything about. And many of those who are in that frame of mind that I've encountered both on and off of social media, they give me the distinct impression that they are above all suggestions. They are beyond help. And it's almost a testament of personal virtue that they live in this way, and that chaos is the only possible condition of their existence. And they frequently become hostile to anyone who suggests that perhaps that isn't exactly true, and maybe there are things that are within their power that could alleviate some of the chaos they experience. Of course, there are also spiritual ramifications for that kind of lifestyle, as well as detrimental effects upon the home. Now, unfortunately, many people seem to struggle to connect the dots between them not seizing the reins over their households and their magical and spiritual problems. But if you cast your mind back to one of the earliest principles that were discussed in Wicca 101, think about it. As above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. These aren't just pretty words. It is a description of how life and the universe itself functions. So yes, if you are slacking in one area of your life, particularly something as important as your household, there will be magical and spiritual consequences, and they won't be particularly fun. I bring this up to encourage anyone watching this not to dismiss the importance of your home and your daily life and how it will and does affect your spiritual well-being. It's all too easy to ignore or to rationalize such concerns away, but I am literally begging people not to go that route. Your home is an oasis, or at least that ought to be the goal. The whole rest of the world has its own affairs and concerns, and your home is the one place where you at least have a fighting chance to create a space of your own and to have a sense of separation from the insanity of current events and to have a place of healing. If you can't have this at home, then good luck finding it elsewhere. Now, it may be helpful at this time for you to create a list. 2 columns. One column can be a list of things to do with the household that actually work beautifully and make your life more cohesive. And the other column can be a list of things that are not working for you at all. This might be delayed repairs that need to be taken care of, chores that ought to have been done, probably ought to have been done last week, or, even important conversations you need to have to clear the air with various family members. Get all of these things down, written on the paper, good and bad, and then take a look at them. And when you see things laid out in this fashion, that really is the first step to finding a place to start, as well as, having a more objective assessment about what the state of things actually is. So whatever requires your attention, do something about it today. This instant, if possible. Procrastination probably played a role in things getting out of control, so the remedy must involve learning to take action. And then one by one, you cross the tasks off of the list. And once that's done, you'll be in a position to institute new routines that actually better serve you in your life. And of course, don't forget to give your spiritual life the once over as well. What do you want to get out of your spirituality? And does your current status quo actually advance that goal? And I would like to emphasize the you part of that equation. This isn't about what I or anyone else you give your attention to thinks or what might be best for you. This is about what do you want? What do you know to be best for yourself? And what motivated you to get involved with this path to begin with? And is what you are doing serving you well? If the answer is no, that doesn't mean you need to give up the craft. I mean, it is good to assess periodically whether or not you are in the right lane for you. But if you know you do belong here, you don't need to get rid of the craft. But it does mean that you need to change your habits, possibly even change the specifics of what you study or how you go about things into greater detail. Look for cues in your dreams, anything that might pop up during meditation. You could be getting nudges that, once you act upon them, will help you reinvigorate your spiritual life. Possibly any chaos or malfunctioning aspect of your life, it might be serving as a test for you. And there will be lessons to be learned from that test. And oftentimes, once a person finally gets the point of whatever that lesson happens to be, then the chaos around it starts to subside. And that is a byproduct because at that point, you're actually taking proper action in response to it. No matter how large or how overwhelming your challenges may be, try to remember who and what you are. A practitioner of the craft. You always have options. You always have choices. You are never completely powerless. It isn't always easy, and it doesn't mean that you'll always get your way and have exactly what you want, but you are not a helpless plaything of fate. As a practitioner, you are a co-creator with the very universe. So pep yourself up a bit and then get on with whatever it is you need to do. Now, it may be that you didn't grow up with parents who were particularly domestic, and that the people you've seen on social media who do extol domesticity, they might strike you as, insincere, unrealistic, or just altogether tiresome. I've seen the same people. They have that effect upon me as well. Nevertheless, despite bad examples, you can have a good home life, and that will translate into having a more satisfying spiritual journey. Start very simply if you need to. For example, if you haven't been in the habit of, say, just making your bed, just make a point to make the bed immediately after you get up in the morning. Or if you've been wanting to have, a little bit more of a spiritual routine, just try greeting your gods when you drink your morning tea or coffee in the morning. Place some of that on the altar as a gift to them. And then start doing these things every day. And then gradually, these small moves will lay the groundwork for larger changes down the road. And change is something, change something that you don't like about whatever you're dealing with at the present, even if the only thing you're changing is the way you react to it. And as a practitioner, you project a greater amount of energy than the average person does. So be careful what it is you are feeding your energy into, including your reactions. And then just take joy in where you live and how you live. And if that means actively creating something that gives you that joy, so be it. This is your life, and it isn't a spectator sport. So make what you desire and get that process started. Get your household in order and make something that you feel inclined to nurture, and then watch the benefits that are both mundane and magical just unfold. So now for our homework for November 3rd through November 9th. Number 1, journal about the true condition as you see it of your household. No matter what you write down, the paper will not judge you. This is only for your own benefit. So pour out your heart and envision how you want your household to actually run. Number 2, meditate about what you need in order to love where you live, who you live with, and the life that you have. This is another area that could get you into some tricky emotional territory, but just be honest. You can't fix anything if you don't know where you're at. And number 3, take practical steps to fix anything that is within your power to fix. Create what you love, no matter how small that might seem. And that's what I've got for you this week. Now, next week, we will be discussing learning to be a healer. So I hope you'll be back for that. In the meantime, comments, questions, concerns, complaints, leave them for me in the comments section below. Or send me a message at brigantiablackbird@protonmail.com, and I'll have a longer conversation with you there. That'll do it for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.